Okay, let's move on to a story that has been in the news for quite a few months. So, as we know, Alec Baldwin, everybody knows the story of Rust, um, and the unfortunate tragedy with what happened um, to that individual. So, they just came to the prosecutors just came to um, a deal. Basically, this is a big deal. Not I pun intended, but no pun intended. Um, this is a deal that Alec Baldwin is not going to be facing 5 years in jail for. Um, so this comes from Deadline, and this says, although he's still facing involuntary manslaughter charges, Alec Baldwin no longer has to fear a 5-year prison sentence for the fatal shooting of Rust cinematographer Hallie Hutchinson. This comes from the district attorney. In order to further in order to avoid further litigation disasters by Mr. Baldwin and his attorneys, the DA and the special prosecutor have removed the firearm enhancement to the involuntary manslaughter charge in the death of Howie Hutchinson on the Rust film set. End quote. A spokesman for the DA's office said. The prosecutor's priority is securing justice, not securing billable hours for big city attorneys. Okay, taking a swipe at the other attorneys. After an extensive and FBI assisted investigation by the Santa Fe County Sheriff's Office was, was released last year, Baldwin and Rust Armory, Hannah Gutierrez Reeves, and that's who the picture. That's who the other person is you see in that picture. Were formally charged by the DA with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter on January 31st over the tragic October 21st death of 2021 of Hutchinson's at on the set of Rust. The director was also wounded in this shooting. The final hearing in the Rust case is for February 24th, with Baldwin and Reed scheduled to join virtually. Under New Mexico law, the first charge had a lighter consequence to a fourth-degree felony with sentencing up to 18 months and a $5,000 fine. The second charge, involuntary manslaughter in the commission of a lawful act, was also a fourth-degree felony, punishable by 18 months in jail and up to a $5,000 fine. However, now disregarded, the second charge also carried a firearm enhancement, which transforms the offense from a mandatory 5-year sentence. If it was the second charge in the recent statute that the sentence that Baldwin and his lawyers began to argue over the DA with earlier this month, an argument they've won. So the first amended criminal information filing in New Mexico occurred on February 17th, but became public today. And it reads, so it gives the statute and what happened. And it goes on to say that um, they're going to be dropping the charges. They're going to be dropping those charges for Baldwin and Gutierrez Reese. And I got to say, excuse me, I got to say that this whole thing has been this whole thing has been a tragedy since it happened 2 years ago. Okay, we'll be going on 3 years in October. And the thing is that I so much went wrong with this, and um, I mean, I kind of figured Baldwin was never going to do a day in jail. I mean, he went through the process, and he's still going through the process. But at the end of the day, this was a tragic accident, a tragic, tragic accident. And the fact is, we don't know how live rounds got on the set. Um, I think that there needs to be a lot of um, a lot of discourse about how this happened, but moreover than that, there needs to be oversight. No, no set. This is what, by the way, this is why we have armories. Okay, armories are supposed to be the ones that you know take care of this stuff. So the actor, and by the way, it is up to Baldwin too to look at um, the gun. I mean, it's his responsibility. I mean, they say clear, they say open, they say whatever. I- It is his responsibility to have that happen. I think that at the end of the day, I've said this before, Baldwin was never going to do a day in jail. He just wasn't. He just wasn't. This was a tragic accident that happened, and they settled with the husband, and they said, okay, well, you can be an EP on the thing. Anybody, an EP is it's just a name. It's just a credit, and they did it because they were going to settle. Um, and that leads into a whole other conversation. Do you finish the film? Do you not finish the film? They wanted to go back and actually finish the film, and they're going to. That's fine, but it's always going to have this dark cloud, like The Crow, lingering over it. Um, or the Twilight Zone film back early in 1980s with a helicopter crash. This is going to be one of those films that's always going to have um, a stain on it. And I just think that it's an absolute shame that in tragedy, I mean, she lost her life, and there needs to be oversight. There absolutely needs to be more oversight, and whatever that is. And you got to remember too, this was a small production. This wasn't like Mission Impossible or John Wick or anything else where it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. So I don't know. It's sad. At the end of the day, it's a sad, sad tragedy, and you know it is what it is. I'm glad they're finally getting closure, and I'm finally glad this is putting to bed. For me, I would want to see Baldwin any money that he had to pay for a fine or Gutierrez Reed, if they are paying a fine, I would want to see them start a foundation for the arts in her name. That's what you do. You take that $10,000, okay, or 25, let's say $7,500. You take that $7,500, even though it's not a lot, it's a start, and you have people donate. Okay, not only do the GoFundMe, but you have them donate to a um a fund that they're going to go to, donate to, and you start something for the arts, and you make it so, hey, look, any other aspiring filmmakers can join, or find out about this. And I think that that's a problem. So I don't know. What do you guys think about this? Do you think Baldwin should go to jail? How do you think that do you think there needs to be more oversight on the sets? Do you think Gutierrez Reed should go to jail for her role in this? What do you think they should finish the film? What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts down in the comments section, and I'll get back to you.